Big on variety, with a welcoming community, he's such a cool and fun person to watch. My guest tonight on the show is wonderful in all ways. And one of the nicest, funnest, most adorable and lovely people I've come across on the platform. From the land down under, please let me welcome Just Shads, previously known as AussieShadow, to tonight's episode of Twitch Tea Time.
It's a pleasure to be here, Bluesy. Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure is mine. So in this space, we will talk about everything from gaming, Twitch, 2023, social media life, plans for 2024, as well as some mental health topics and more. So just grab a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the first question I want to ask you is, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's a lovely 8:05 a.m. in Australia. I think it's about 11 degrees Celsius, so it's a little bit cold, which is nice after the incredibly hot weather we've had lately. How about you?
Jesus, it's getting warm here. We have like 2 Easters divided, so we have like I don't know how to explain it, but like every year we have like 2 Easters. So this Sunday is like Palm Sunday, and our Easter is in like 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, it's getting warmer here.
I actually don't know when we celebrate Easter.
Yeah. But also, as I said, some people don't know, but you were called AussieShadow before, and you've said it a lot.
Yes.
Where did that come from initially, and why did you change suddenly?
Well, AussieShadow came from when I was really young, because I've been playing games with my family, mostly with my mum and my brothers, since my earliest memories of like 4 or 5 years old. Back, maybe 2000... You had to get a gamer tag. You had to have a gamer name in like 2001, I think it was. I couldn't think of one, so I was called Nobody. My brother was called Somebody, and Mum was just called, I think, Mum 61 for the year she was born. So I was Nobody, brother was Somebody. Whenever I died in the game, it was like somebody killed nobody, nobody killed somebody. Then, as of I think Halo 3. I started finding out I was really good with a sniper rifle, I was really good at camping and all that stuff. We didn't really have that term for camping, well, we didn't know it at least, so I was called a shadowy little fellow in the corner because I'd always be hidden in the shadows, but then no one could guess my accent, so I added Aussie there, AussieShadow. But then everyone's really just called me Shads. It's just easier, it's shorter, it's just, in Australia we always shorten every word that we can, make things sometimes longer by shortening them. It's just like an Aussie thing. So I've always been Shads ever since really being on Twitch. So I'm just like,
yeah,
instead of being AussieShadow, I'll just be Shads, just Shads.
Yeah, and it happened at a spur of the moment, like suddenly during one of your streams.
Yeah, probably don't change your name whilst you're live on Twitch. Twitch did not like that.
Oh yeah, what
everything
happened
crashed.
exactly? Oh,
everything went down.
Oh,
it's like this account does not exist. You were no longer live, and we were doing really well. I believe we had quite a few viewers at the time as well, and it just all went down.
Oh yeah,
had to re-sign into everything, re-authenticate everything.
Oh yeah. Speaking of viewers, like I know we don't talk about this a lot, but I have to like shed a light on this. You get quite a lot of viewers. Have you thought about getting partnered?
From memory, my average right now is 69. Nice, but
nice.
I have applied once before, but I was rejected due to consistency.
What?
Whilst if you go through on Twitch Tracker, you can see everyone's viewership and numbers fluctuating. It's very normal. It's very natural. There have been times when my viewership, my CCV concurrent viewership, was around 120. After that, it did dip down due to a holiday season. It dipped down to about 30 or 40, I believe.
Yeah.
So I was rejected for the first partner application, but I'm hoping 2025 will be my year for that.
Why not 2024?
Because I had my hopes up for last year, and then I cried. So I'm like, I'm gonna give myself an extra year.
I mean, you could still do it. We're still in March.
If I get it this year, it just means I have gone above and beyond my forecasting and what would call in my industry my KPI. So I'm like, I'm doing better than I thought. Yay, that way I feel better.
I mean, I don't see anyone like thriving as much as you. I don't see anyone like doing what you do honestly, and you deserve it.
That is very, very kind. I get a lot of my inspiration from a lot of other creators as well. A lot of people that I really look up to that are doing things that I've never seen before. And then trying to incorporate what I've learned through my own content.
Yeah. So can you tell us about how you discovered Twitch, how you decided to become a streamer, and how you made it into a thing?
It was during lockdown in Australia. So I was living in Melbourne, Victoria of Australia, which is the south part. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, we were told that we were the most locked down city in the world for quite a while. Lockdown lasted around 8 or 9 months during the height of the epidemic.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we couldn't leave a 5-kilometer radius for more than we couldn't leave that at all, but we couldn't leave our house more than half an hour a day.
So the kangaroos were like roaming free, having fun at the time.
It is good because a lot of animals that have issues with being unalived on roads due to vehicles, their numbers did go up, which is wonderful to see. A lot of areas did regrow, a lot of grass, a lot of parks came back to health, a lot of wildlife were thriving and surviving, which is gorgeous.
And oh my god,
I was very bored.
You guys have, I've heard that you guys have like big spiders.
Yeah, like we do have spiders. They are blown out of proportion. There are some species that can grow up to like the 30-centimeter diameter.
Jeez.
But the chances of seeing those would be like a 0.001% of our population would ever see one in their life. Probably even lower than that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the same as like I don't know what they call it. We call them Spider-Man spiders, in which they cover the entire ground in a layer of silk, and it looks like snow, but it's actually spider webs. People always show me this picture going, is this real? I'm like, yes, this is real, but it only happens like in one area with one species. So again, maybe 0.0001% of people will ever see that scary looking sight. I can send you a picture later. It is
God.
Something.
Yeah. So you also stream on TikTok. What's different between platforms?
I quite like the TikTok streams. It's different. I was invited by a agency owned by TikTok Australia, New Zealand. They set up an agency in Australia to bring more gaming and streaming to their platform. And then one of my friends was the person that was invited to do that. And I just thought it'd be fun. It'd be a little bit different. So I jumped on board. It has been good, though. I do realize the personalities as well as communication, not phonetics, but the communication is very different across the platforms. Whilst Twitch, let's say I go into your stream, I'm like, hey, Bluesy, how's it going? How's your day? Oh, this game looks sweet. Like, how's the games going? We'd have a conversation person to person. Whilst I feel, I do love TikTok. It feels very stress-free. But when people come in, they are commenting as if it is a short form video. They're commenting not like a live video. So they'll just say, what's game? What's the game? Or they comment like they're living a comment on a short form. They don't say hi. There's none of that mannerism of, this person is actually live and can communicate with me in real time. They'll just say, what's game? You reply to them, you say hi, and then they never respond again. It's very much, I find the communication to be like that.
Yeah, I find TikTok to be a little bit like complicated because I have been shadow banned for like a lot because like all I did was post my gaming videos back in 2020 I use like sounds that are on TikTok, like music sounds and stuff. But somehow like some of my vids did well. The others all of them got like 0 views after that. Then I was like, I'll give it another go. Then I did it like 3 times and then same thing happened. I'm like, I'm done.
TikTok has a very peculiar algorithm. Yeah. I've noticed that as well. A lot of the things that I do, even I remember I said a semi-swear, not really a swear, but I said the word bloody, because in Australian language we say like, oh, bloody oath, or bloody heck, mate, etc. and so forth. I said that, and then straight away my TikTok live studio, which is the software I use for broadcast. Okay. It came up with a warning saying your content is for mature ages, it's going to reflect as much. I think my viewership went from like 80 or 90 viewers down to 10. Oh, God. Yeah. It must have thought, because you can't have any blood or talk about any of that stuff on TikTok, they must have thought that there was blood on the screen or something, because I said the word bloody oath or some Australian slang I would have said. So I have to refrain from saying those words. You can't, apparently, from what I've seen and what I've seen and what I've heard, saying things like Twitch. We try to avoid saying Twitch or Discord. I'll say Disky or the Purple app, as they are not overly fond of competitors.
Yeah, I kind of use like the Purple Tube sometimes.
Purple Tube, that works as well.
Yeah, but you there's a word that you Aussies say, other people consider it as a slur, the C word.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bet you can't say that as well, so.
I haven't tried. It's not a word I say on the internet. It's a word I would say to friends.
Yeah.
Just to friends. Not even in a social environment where others could hear. If I'm talking to a friend, I believe when actual Azza came to my hotel to say hi during PAX in Australia, I said g'day C-word to him, but there was literally no one around. And I just wanted to see the shock in his face that over the fact that I swore, because I don't swear that much.
Yeah.
I try to refrain from swearing. Whenever I say certain swear words, all I can think of is my mother appearing out of nowhere and ripping my ears off.
Well, you could replace them with like fudge or fridge or frick.
I usually say like heck or shiitake mushrooms. Far out.
Oh yeah, I say when I panic, for example, I say the stupidest, like funniest, silliest words. Tumbleweed, or for example, like one time I screamed Kelly Clarkson. Yeah,
I like Kelly Clarkson. I had a CD, but I'll just try to say random things as well. I'll try to avoid swearing, and I've actually had a few people within the live streaming community, either viewers or creators themselves, appreciate it, and they've actually gone out of their way. They've messaged me going, "I wanted to say thank you for not being overly swearing. I watch whilst I'm at work, or I have children, or I just don't like hearing swearing all the time, so I appreciate that I have a button that I can just bleep out words whilst live, like, and bleep things out." Yeah. And a lot of people have been like, "That's really, really kind of thoughtful." I was like, "Oh, well, no worries. I didn't think about that. I was just scared my mum would hurt me."
I've seen people use, instead of the beep, a dolphin sound to bleep the words. That would be so fun.
I've seen that on YouTube. That's great.
Yeah. So do you remember what the first game you ever streamed was?
Yes. Pretty much, like, during lockdown, one of my friends, Caitlin, she invited me to play a game because she knew I wouldn't take games too seriously. She knew I'd have fun, and it was a relatively hard game in which if you die, you lose everything. The game is called DayZ, and we played a lot during lockdown. It's a zombie survival game.
Yeah.
It was an extension of Arma 3, then it became its own standalone game.
Yeah.
We played a lot, maybe 7 hours every single day for months.
Jeez.
I ended up joining up with a roleplay server, and then they were like, "You should stream on Twitch," and I was like, "What's Twitch?"
Oh yeah, roleplay servers. I've seen a few clips of you doing that, but did you do the GTA roleplay or the Red Dead Redemption one?
Only DayZ.
Oh, DayZ. Okay. I didn't know DayZ had one.
I was in a lot of roleplay servers, from light roleplay to heavy roleplay where you couldn't break character. One of the servers I was in, I wrote like 2-page backstory on my character to be approved into Discord alone.
Jeez.
And then I had to get approved into the server, and I found images online that were royalty free from like how my character would look.
Yeah.
I had to stay in character the whole time, so I had notes next to me. If people asked me questions about my history, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm from here and there, and where are we?" That roleplay server, the heavy duty hardcore one it was called, was based off the Stalker games. So we also had to have like fear of death, fear of monolith, fear of different factions, and an understanding of every faction. So I had to research every faction as well. That was a lot of fun.
That seems to be a lot of research. I was in so many GTA roleplay servers, 17 to be exact, and I've had a lot of like altercations. Back then, when I started in 2021, like when I started doing the roleplay things, AI wasn't around that much. So now that you say like you found like royalty-free images, you could maybe, if you do it again now, you could use AI for that.
Definitely, I have used AI to make a character for a game. I think it was a GTA RP server.
Oh, okay.
Yellowbird or Bluebird, but
Yellowstone or yellow. I don't know.
I don't know, but I just didn't like it. I got into the game. I've not really played GTA Online. I played the old school ones like San Andreas. That was fantastic. I loved that when I was young.
Yeah.
jumping into GTA 5 Online.
Oh God.
Sorry, had to cough. I didn't know how to play, so I was like, hey guys, how do I get a job? Like, where do I go? What do I do? Like, oh, you just go get a job. I'm like, well, how do I do that?
Is it online or RP? Because online is different than RP.
I don't know. I was just playing on an online server.
So people were talking to you. So if they were talking to you, actually, that was RP.
Yeah. They'll humans were actually talking to me.
Yeah,
people were all playing, and they're like, no one would help me, so I just walked around for 3 hours, just singing really classic Australian songs, and I just left the server and didn't go back.
Yeah. So how did you decide on what content you're going to be streaming?
At the start, I was only playing DayZ. I think I played Apex a couple of times with some friends, maybe a little bit of Halo. Just games that I had a connection to. And then I played, what was it? I think it was either Ori or Hollow Knight. And I'd not really played any games like that before. And I was like, this is great. And I made a bunch of new friends. I remember stagnating at a few hundred followers, I think it was. And then I branched out to these games, and then people were like, oh yeah, this is great. Oh, awesome. I'm seeing new games. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to change games all the time. And then I can experience more games. I think we're sitting at like 190 odd games now we've played.
Yeah. So what are your limits regarding your streams? Like, what would piss you off? What would get people banned? What's the big no-no? What's allowed? What isn't?
Definitely anything to do with shaming people. For whatever reason. If it's their skin, the color of their skin, the language they speak, grammatical differences, because every language has a different grammar. Oh yeah. Anything that is unwelcomed, sexualized, or phobic against any group. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. So what do you define gaming to be for you?
Gaming is it's like a release. It's a home away from home, a world you can escape to within the realities of the real world. The real world's still here. You still have to do things like eat, drink, and look after yourself. But it's a great way to
escape,
learn more about yourself, and escape as well. You can travel on so many journeys, so many adventures, do so many things.
Yeah. So what games you'd never see yourself playing?
There's no game that I could see myself not trying.
Okay.
I've played a lot of different types of games, from COD to a game called Hateful Boyfriend, where you're a bird in a school and it's a dating sim.
What? It's the first time I hear of this.
It's a pretty cute game, not gonna lie. It's quite funny. It's Hateful, like Hateful, but instead of an E, it's got an O.
Oh.
Hateful Boyfriend. It's a bird sim dating game type thing. It's ridiculously silly and fun.
Interesting.
It doesn't take itself too seriously. You can just sit there and have a laugh, read through it. It's more like a visual novel.
So what can we expect from you on Twitch in the future?
I'm going to be changing a lot of my overlays. I'm rebuilding right now in OBS. I've downloaded another version of OBS so I can rebuild it from the ground up to make it more seamless, more clean. Hopefully have just one scene of everything nested. I also have now, over the last 2 years, collected what I needed for wireless transmission, so I can go around at events like PAX or DreamHack or wherever I travel with wireless microphones. I have a camera that is really, really quite good. It's not the best, but it's honestly, for streaming, it is phenomenal. I can do interviews, podcasts. I can go and just talk to people and talk to their experiences. And I would love to do more of that. More cooking streams, of course. More chatting, talking about things and how everyone's feeling. Just more things that highlight the beauty of life and the things that we do in life.
Yeah. So how many hours per day or per week do you spend on Twitch in general?
Like streaming or viewing?
Everything. Everything.
Right now I'm doing about 4 streams a week on Twitch. 3 of them are 8 hours, 1 of them is 5 hours. Sometimes I go longer.
Yeah.
And then every morning I wake up and I watch Twitch for about an hour as I'm getting ready for work or stream or whatever else I'm doing for the day, because I do work as well.
Yeah.
That's about an hour. On my lunch break at work, which is about 30 minutes for a short day, 45 minutes for a long day, I watch Twitch. When I get home, another hour as well. So that's probably about 3 hours a day I'm watching, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 hours a week I watch.
Jesus.
8, 16, 24, 29 hours a week I stream
Jesus.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then I stream about 9 hours on TikTok, and then I scroll through TikTok when I'm going to bed.
Yeah. So speaking of work, you said before that you were a chef at some point. What do you find like being a delicacy? Like, what do you love the most about being a chef?
I was a chef for 17 years. I left recently, but my family is very culturally mixed. So food was communication, it was love, it was sharing, it was togetherness. When you have family from a lot of different countries, a lot of different continents, food is the one thing we all speak. Even if a lot of the family don't speak the same language, they don't speak English, or they don't speak X, Y, and Z, they speak food. And all of my memories young, having a lot of European, specifically family, was food. We went there was food. We went out for anything, there was food. If we went there for a movie night and everything, there was a lot of different amazing food, all homemade as well.
Yeah. You reminded me of a Simpsons scene where one time, I remember the episode as well. It's one of my favorite episodes. I think the Food Mom, that's what it's called. So where Marge and the kids, they go to like a meth restaurant, but not like a meth lab, but like it's all made of science and stuff. So she tells Homer to go to another one. So he goes into a meth lab, and there's like a meth addict there. So a fight starts with guns, and then Marge throws an apple pie onto that guy. And then he gets a flashback of him when he was a kid eating apple pie. I don't know why I remembered that.
That's exactly the thing. Like I will now. Like I was just sitting at home. Well, I was sitting at work yesterday, and someone made a hummus joke in a stream. I think it was yesterday, the day before. I think it was maybe in Kebi's stream or someone's stream. People were talking about hummus. I'm like,
that was me.
That was you. Okay, it was you talking about hummus, and I had this flashback of my auntie just always making hummus and different dips that I can't remember the name of because they were in a different language. I think it was in Finnish, and I'm like, yo, I used to eat this every weekend as a kid. So yesterday I just made hummus, but I make mine differently. I don't use tahini anymore because it's hard to get, and I roast and semi-burn my chickpea first, make it like a burnt hummus. Yesterday I just made hummus. I was like, I want some hummus. I just ate it with some carrot. That was it.
If I ever come to Australia, I'm gonna bring you like a huge bag of tahini.
Tahini's so expensive here. I'm like, oh no, I can't afford that. It's fine. It's nice without, but it's obviously better with tahini. But I use a lot of raw garlic. I use a lot of fresh lemon from my tree outside, and I put a lot of cumin in mine because I love cumin.
Interesting. So to the new people out there who were just starting streaming or are thinking about it, what's one advice you'd want to give them?
There's no right way or wrong way. I started streaming with zero knowledge on what to do or what it was. I started direct from my Xbox with no camera using a Logitech G, it's behind me somewhere, Logitech G300 something, really old headset microphone. Yeah. And I learned as I was going. And then you have friends like Maddie, her username is like Charsabelle, who did months of research, and before she started, she had her bots, she had her alerts, she had everything going up, ready to go before she started. I didn't. That's fine either way, as long as you are willing to learn and get inspiration from people, get experience while you're doing it, but be open to new ideas. And as long as you enjoy watching Twitch, I've realized with a lot of people that don't actually enjoy watching Twitch, but they want to stream on Twitch, they don't seem to last as long because they don't enjoy the platform. Like, I watch a lot of Twitch. I like watching Twitch. Everyone that I know that streams a lot or streams very well and makes amazing content, they all love watching Twitch as well.
Oh yeah. The very first channel I was asked to be a mod in, he's a Canadian streamer, or was. That was in 2022. So suddenly, that was in April, I was asked to be a mod, and suddenly in August of 2022, he decided to go off the radar. He was like, yeah, I found a new job, and then I'll be back in September. So he never came back. But then at least, like, if you're gonna like just disappear, just drop a message saying that you're dropping it, and he doesn't even answer to people from Twitch when we like say like, hey, we miss you on Instagram, for example. Like he just like shunned Twitch out completely.
Yeah, a lot of people that don't watch, they just go, they're gonna try it. They think they see the news outlets, or they see on TikTok, oh, streamers making $50 million by streaming. They go, okay, money.
Oh no,
I can do this just for money.
He had like a 1.2k followers at the time.
A lot of people do think it's just like easy, quick money, or this, and that, and they don't actually like watching, and then they just drop it. Like I think the first channel I modded in was also a Canadian creator.
Yeah.
Few thousand followers, maybe like 2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
They would average, I think, 20-30 viewers. And at the start, when I was starting out, 20-30 viewers, I was mind blown. I was like, that is incredible. That is so good. I have like 10 average. Like, you are amazing. 20-30 is still freaking amazing. But I remember back then how like honored I felt to be invited to be a mod there. One day it just dropped off. Never again. Actually, I saw him live in the last 2 years. I've seen him live once.
Oh yeah. No, he like had this amazing community. He was a Clay ambassador. Don't Starve Together, Oxygen not included. So he had when there were like Don't Starve Together drops, which is one of my favorite games. I have like more than 1,000 hours in both console.
I love DST.
I have more than 1,000 hours in DST on both console and PC combined.
I'm so bad at it.
I'm
so bad at it.
I can help you learn though. I do still mod for a Clay ambassador. We're still friends since 2021. I don't show up to their channel a lot lately, but they just like are wonderful. But I can help you out. So he used to average like, I don't know, on days with drops like 120. So
I need to get more drops for DST.
Yeah. I could refer you to some of my friends if you want.
Yeah, when there's drops, I'd love more aesthetical things.
Yeah.
I remember I did really well one time on DST. I believe I survived for 84 days from memory.
Oh yeah.
And then a big giant came and wiped me out, and I just like, nope, I'm not rebuilding. I quit.
Oh no,
and
no.
I start sometimes with my housemate. We'll play together.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard because she's playing on like a 10-year-old Apple laptop thing.
Oh god.
So it freezes a lot, or she drops out a lot. But we play every couple of months. We'll play for a couple of hours and see how we go. But neither of us really know what we're doing. I just like building a nice, cute little garden. Really.
Yeah.
I build a nice little garden. I collect all the rocks and bushes, trees, bushes, and everything else. Make a little garden. She builds a fence, and we just make like a little house.
Yeah.
We don't really evolve very far though.
I mean,
and then I see creators like is it Les Mora? She does really cool builds and things on DST.
I could name you a few of my DST friends. So the one I was talking about that went off the radar, his name is Speakers Bleed. And then there's Faye Lune, my friend, whom I mod for. Hi Faye, if you're listening. There's also Eternal Grudge. There's also a lot of people. This is just to name a few. But if you ever want some help in DST, I could easily help you, like teach you ways. I even know what the bosses are. Like a lot of them died and got very angry. Like, how the hell did you survive? And we all died. I'm like, I was bullied into doing that in 2021. Like all I played was DST. My console was only DST.
When was it? There was one time I was streaming DST and this guy was like having a nice little chat.
Yeah.
Having a nice little chat. Then he's like, do you want some help? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure. And then he jumped in, he helped me, he gave me all this cool stuff I'd never seen before. I was like, what the heck, my guy? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he took me into a cave, like a dungeon or something underground. And there was a big, he called them angry vegan rabbits.
Oh, yeah. I forgot their names.
But I had meat in my pocket, right? So
they hate meat. Yeah, they think you're like a murderer or something.
We all got wiped out. Then I just start going ha and setting fires to everything, and then we all died.
I
lost all the stuff that he gave me. He died as well. Lost all of his stuff.
Yeah.
He turns on his global emote. He's like some really big partnered streamer. I was like, I'm sorry, that was awkward.
No, yeah. One time I had the benefit of dying. They were like, oh my god, come here, we're gonna revive you. I'm like, nope, I'm already in the lunar island. They're like, how the hell did you get there? I'm like, it's right across, and they were like, "Are you kidding me? We're all the way on the other side looking for it, and it's all the way across space." I'm like, "Yeah."
I made a boat once, but I couldn't figure out how to steer it, so it kind of just sat there.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Yeah, so if you ever like need to play it at some point or need help with it, let me know.
I would love to try it again. It is a fun game.
Oh yeah, yeah. And at some point I was playing it, and one of my IRL friends here, her name is Sandy, she was like, "Ooh, what's this bird? Why does she look like me?" I'm like, the big one-eyed, one beak, big tall leg, tall birds. So she was like, "This looks like me." I'm like, "Okay, I'm calling it Sandy from now on." And one time I said like, "Oh my god, I found Sandy." The streamer was like, "Who's Sandy?" I'm like, "Tall bird." And she left her
Oh, that's Sandy.
Yeah, she left her ass out. Now we're gonna jump into segment 2, which is kind of like a lightning round / pop quiz about you.
Hit me.
Do you mind telling me and the listeners what's your daily routine, like something you always like to do and it has become a regular to you?
Probably skincare, because I've always had really bad skin growing up in the tropics. I had really bad skin. Now every morning I wake up, I give the dog breakfast. While he has breakfast, I have a coffee or a water or something, and then I do skincare. I do like a hyaluronic marine serum, and then I do moisturizer. Makes me feel like I'm starting my day fresh and clean.
Yeah. What's your favorite comfort food of all time?
Chicken adobo. Chicken and rice from the Philippines.
Nice. I have a weird food combination that I love. Ketchup on rice.
That's not. I like sweet chili on rice.
Oh wow. Yeah, some people shun me for that. I'm like, hey, Selena Gomez
nice.
likes pickles on popcorn, like pickle juice on popcorn. I'm like, well,
that's gross.
I know. I mean, yeah. I don't know. What's
Each to their own.
Yeah. What's one thing you tell yourself often?
You're doing okay.
If you ever were to be any object or creature, real or fictional, what would you be and why?
A bird, so I could fly around.
Nice. Any specific type of bird?
No idea.
I would be either a cactus or a unicorn with wings.
That counts as a bird. I'll be like, maybe like a Pegasus. That way I can still walk around and be a horse and stuff and have nice hair.
I mean,
But anything with wings, I can fly around.
I mean, you'd be horsing around.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. Oh, people who are mean to animals.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mine is I can smell a liar from just the way he talks. I hate liars.
True. I'm really bad at picking up on like cues when people are lying. I'm very believing / gullible.
Yeah, I have a talent. Some people like were baffled by how I could like spot someone who is like avoiding me or something in chat. I called someone out one time on stream. I'm like, hey, why are you ignoring me? They deleted my comment and I didn't come back. Then they messaged me saying like, don't ever talk to me like that. I'm like, well, all I said was hello, how are you? And you refused to answer. And you were reading it, and I subbed to you and I did everything I can and I was supporting you from the start. They were like, oh yeah, I wasn't feeling well. I'm like, yeah, well, don't take it out on me. Like mental health wise, you were reading everybody's chats.
Don't take it out on people.
Yeah.
Everyone has a rough day.
Yeah, I mean, like, you were reading all the comments, every single chat, you read it, except mine. He's like, yeah, I read it with my eyes. I'm like, well, maybe go vocal next time. But anyways, if this was the last day on Earth, what would you do and how would you spend it?
I'll probably fly home and just hang out with Mum.
Yeah, I always say that, but I'd do something really crazy. I would like just go streaking and shout in the streets, we're gonna die,
I've gone streaking. Like I've traveled around a lot of Australia as well. If I want to go something crazy, I'd probably just go and spend one day in Finland, go to Helsinki or something. But in reality, I'd probably just go see mum.
Yeah. What's one thing you cannot live without?
My medicine.
Yeah. Probably that's a safe call. Yeah. So, in your opinion, what do you think is the worst invention ever?
The worst invention ever. Oh. There are things I want to say because they're like things that are really bad, but then due to the bad invention, other inventions have been made as well.
Yeah, say it. I mean, on my podcast, I've had someone talk about unaliving themselves, so don't worry about like trigger warnings. If you want to say
thinking,
yeah.
No, because like I was thinking like guns. Like imagine if we didn't have guns.
I was gonna say guns.
We wouldn't have World 1 and War 2. And with World 1 and World War 2, the scientific breakthroughs in the medical field were astronomical. Like our healthcare, global health went up so much after the world wars, which is really bad because a lot of people died. But what was that? Like insulin and things were made during world wars in the making of different chemical warfare, which is extremely unhumane. More medicines were found as well. I'm like, I want to say guns, and then without guns, maybe we wouldn't have insulin, and then people who have diabetes would be in a lot of strife.
Yeah. What's your comfort off-stream game?
Halo.
Any specific Halo do you like?
Halo 1 Combat Evolved.
Nice. We're gonna test your knowledge in the next segment. So, what's the worst video game you've ever played?
Worst video game I've ever played. Worst game. Bad video. I'm pretty easy. I like most things I play. COD.
My man.
Probably COD. We'll go with COD.
I agree.
That's all I can think of is COD or Modern Warfare 2 that I played in like 2008, 2009. Which is same as COD. Modern Warfare and COD are the same thing to me.
Yeah. I mean, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is now one thing.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, then COD.
Yeah. So, what's one thing you spend a lot of money on besides games?
Animals.
Nice.
I spend more on them than I do myself.
Yeah. So, besides gaming, what are your favorite hobbies?
Cooking.
Of course.
And bike riding. I like going for a bike ride.
Oh, nice. What would you do with $1 million?
Buy a house.
Interesting. Any specific area?
Doesn't matter. Just a house, a roof over my head. With the rental crisis in Australia, that'd be a lot of money I can save to do other things. That way, it sets me up long term. Right now, I do give money, albeit a lot less than I used to non-for-profit and non-kill animal shelters. If I had a house, that would be 40% of my money. Well, right now, it's actually about, I think 70% or 80% of my money is rent. If I didn't have rent, I could do a lot more stuff. I could travel, I could go see friends, I could do more charity work, I could stream full time. Just having that rent gone would be great.
Yeah. What's one big red flag you can't handle in a person?
Pathological lies.
What's one of your all-time favorite songs?
Mario, Let Me Love You.
Nice. All-time favorite movies? Or movie?
First one comes to mind would have to be The Page Master. It's a movie I saw when I was a kid, but it gave me nightmares, but I loved it.
I never heard of it.
It's a kid's movie. It's about books and reading.
Oh.
And having irrational fears, which I did as a kid.
Yeah. Same question, but with TV shows or series.
TV shows was, my favorite would be Heroes.
Nice.
Or Once Upon a Time.
Oh my god, I love this show.
I have Funko Pops from it. I have the Evil Queen Regina, and I have Rumpelstiltskin, Mr. Gold.
I do remember a scene that cracked me up so bad. They were it's in season 4. So they were walking in an area, I think it was the jungle, and one of them says, "We can't get a damn reception in this area."
I think that was like when they had just traveled from like the town with like
Yeah.
they've just gone to the magical forest.
Everbrook,
Yeah,
Everbrook, I think.
yeah. Everbook.
Yeah,
I have all 4 seasons on CD somewhere.
there are 7 seasons actually.
Oh shoot.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta buy more CDs. I think I streamed the other ones, but I think I bought season 4 like 10 or so years ago when it came out.
But not a spoiler, just a heads up. Season 7 is like a prequel. Everybody said that. It's really widely known. So
I did watch the sequel, the runoff. What's the word? The non-canon, the something or rather. I watched Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
yeah, no. But like season 7 is not a prequel, actually, like a sequel. Like they decided to, like, the producers spoke out in the press conference. They were like, we're gonna end it at season 6, but we're gonna give you season 7 as a sequel, like a few years later. So everybody knows that.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. If your life was ever to either be a movie, TV show, or a video game, what would it be named and why?
Oh. Like an existing movie, TV show, or video game, or let's make one up?
About you. No. They made like a game, TV show, or movie about your life. What would it be named and why?
Oh.
Mine would be What the Fuck?
I was gonna go Life is Strange. That's already a game that I really liked and enjoyed, but I'll probably still go with Life is Strange.
Yeah. Or you could add My Life is Strange.
My Life is Strange.
Yeah. If you had one special superpower, what would it be and why, and how would you use it?
See, when I was young, I always wanted to have the ability to read minds, but now I think that would be rather depressing. If I could teleport.
Same. But
no commute to work. I can just teleport home like a few thousand kilometers and go see mum for dinner, then teleport back home to go to bed.
Oh yeah, no. Like teleportation, I'm with it, but it should be like either earned, taught, or like just not everybody has access to it. Because at some point, if everybody had access to teleportation, you'd have criminals in your house.
Chaos. That'd be chaos.
Oh yeah.
Just for me, not for everyone else, but just for me, so I can go home and see mum.
Oh yeah. Who's your all-time favorite celebrity? Or celebrity crush, actually?
Oh, that's a hard one. In my family's culture growing up, we didn't actually have importance on tabloids or celebrities. So when we watched movies, I didn't know the celebrities' names or the actors' names. It would have to be from, even now, like if I hear a song and people go, oh, everyone knows this song, it's the Beatles. I'm like, I wouldn't know it's the Beatles unless you said it. Probably Johnny Depp. He's one of the first actors I remember watching and knowing their name. Yeah,
from Pirates of the Caribbean. He was in it.
I remember him from a movie called Chocolat.
Yeah, I remember that. So if you could choose where you'd be born, what country would you pick and why?
I'd probably stick with Australia still, since it is such a young country. It is so diverse, it is so mixed. I've been watching more and more friends and just people online come here from other countries and they go, we think our countries are diverse and mixed and how great it is that everyone has their own cultures that they embrace, but here they actually, you go and you can embrace a lot of different cultures, a lot of different people. Even within Victoria, the state I live in, you can find entire regions that are completely culturally different, like language, food, roads, buildings, everything. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we have like 19 religions and sub-religions here in my country.
Here, I think the main religion here is actually, what's the word, agnostic, like no religion is the main religion in Australia.
Oh yeah, no, here majority is Christian. So this is a thing that's disregarded by a lot of people, giving that we're like in the Middle East, but like since you have like a Christian president, you are a Christian country. So we're
majority non-religious, but that only changed in around like 2010 or 2000. Before that, it was a very Christian country.
Yeah. So if you had the chance to switch lives with one celebrity from today for one day only, who would you pick and why?
One celebrity, if I could swap for one day.
Yeah. Mine would be Kim Kardashian, just because I want to see, or I just want to call her sisters bitches.
I'm thinking that guy. I haven't seen him in many films or shows, but I've seen interviews, and he just looks like he has a lot of fun. What's his name? I think it's Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
That guy looks like a lot of fun. He looks like he has a fun life. I'll talk with him.
Yeah. So, what are some of your plans for 2024?
2024, a lot of my plans do revolve around content. Just growing and learning more. I want to learn more about how bots work and how I can make it more sustainable. I would like to make it more sustainable, but I don't know. 2024, it's all around creation. That's all I really do. Plans 2024, I want to move house. I don't like where I'm living. The landlords increased the rent exponentially within like legal parameters, but I just can't afford to live anymore.
Yeah.
So plans this year are definitely move house and then hopefully rebuild OBS and do some really fun things with content.
Yeah, I'm known to be like the bot mod, because most of the time like Quill would be live and I would like either come in and say hi and like of course stick around, but then she'd be like see some bunch of like third-party bots that don't add to your stream, that only collect like third-party data from you, like get banned. I'm like, she's like, Jesus.
There's so many of them. I don't even know what they're doing. Why are there so many?
I just spot them from every now and then. I just like recognize the name. I'm like, oh, you're a bot. Bye. No, because like one time my friend got bot raided, and it turns out it was one of the lurking bots that doesn't add to any of the streams. So
I know one of my friends, like I have background mods as well that do background stuff.
Yeah.
They go through my account on Commander Root and they remove, they see the names that match up with other accounts and they all get banned and removed automatically through Commander Root that they do and all that stuff.
Yeah, but be careful of Commander Root, because Commander Root has launched several attacks on several streamers I know.
Yeah, I never wanted to get Commander Root or Sari. I'm under the firm belief that the people who have Sari and the people who have Commander, I feel like they get targeted more for these things.
Yeah. So using just one or two words, how would you describe 2023?
A year of growth.
Nice. Mine would be what the fuck, or just fuck off. Honestly.
That's 2024 right now. It's just, oh my lord.
Nah, it's like 2024 is like, for me it's just starting as like a ... Okay. Yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah. So what event has impacted your life in 2023? Good or bad? It's your choice.
Finally, after 17 years, I've felt the confidence to leave my industry. I'm really good at what I do. I'm really good with food. It's just something that just always came really easily since I was young. Like, it just came really easy. Food was always just, it made sense. I saw something and I could just do it. Yeah. I did really well in my industry. I won awards. I won a lot of awards. I cooked for Michelin restaurant. I cooked for award-winning restaurants. I cooked for celebrities. I cooked for a bunch of different people and politicians and globally recognized people as well. But I was not happy. It was not good for my health. I have 2 chronic illnesses and I was working 70 to like 90, sometimes 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
The confidence I gained in 2023, I left my industry completely and started a new one.
Yeah. I assume it was like a little bit hard on you, of course.
Yeah. It's all I've known since I was, well, even from the age of 11, I worked semi-illegally within the hospitality industry. From the age of 15, I started working, 14 or 15, I started working full-time because I had to support myself.
Yeah.
So from the age of like 14, 15, I was working in cafes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then at the age of 30, I left everything I knew. All I knew was hospital. That's all I did because I didn't do anything else, because I worked every holiday. I worked every public holiday. I worked every weekend. I would work some jobs I would work 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. so I would have no life. I don't know anything but my industry, the people in my industry, and what they do. I don't know anything else.
Yeah. Now we're gonna jump into segment 3, which is a mini game I prepared. It's kind of called like it's similar to Sleep, Marry or Kill. Sleep with, Marry or Kill. So it's basically, I will name a set of 3 games each time. You will have to tell me which one you'd play forever, which one you'd delete from existence, pulverize completely, or play once and uninstall. This also includes the whole franchise.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Battlefield.
Oh.
It's gonna get harder.
Look, I'll keep Call of Duty just because it has zombies. That's the only reason.
Yeah, okay.
Counter-Strike and Battlefield. I've not played either of them, but I know my friends like Counter-Strike, so I'll play it once and then uninstall it. Battlefield can be yeeted and deleted into the existence of nothing.
Okay, so Apex, Fortnite, Valorant.
Apex, Fortnite, Valorant. I'll play... Fortnite looks like it's good at doing cool stuff. I've only played once. I'll play Fortnite. Apex, I played a few times. It was kind of boring. That can get uninstalled forever and just gone. Valorant was the last one? No.
Apex.
No, Apex I'm getting rid of. I'll play it once. No, I'll get rid of it forever. From existence, this is gone.
Okay. So Doom, Quake, Diablo.
Doom, Quake, Diablo. Entire franchise. Okay, I'm keeping Diablo because of Diablo 4. No, wait. That's Baldur's Gate. Diablo. Yeah, no, Diablo. I've been playing Diablo, haven't I? Diablo.
I need to add the Souls-like games as well. I always forget.
I'm going to keep Diablo because I've been enjoying Diablo, whichever one I've been playing, Diablo 4.
4. I love the 3rd and the 4th one. You have to, by the way, have you ever played the 3rd one?
No, I never heard of it till recently.
You should, because it's regarded as, the 2nd and the 3rd are regarded to be as one of the best Diablos, but I started off on the 3rd one.
I'll look into them, and then Doom and Quake. I like Doom and Quake. Doom I'll play once and uninstall, and sadly I'll have to say goodbye to Quake.
Fair enough. Pokemon, Pal World, and Temtem, which is similar.
Yeah, that's hard because like Pokemon is nostalgia. I've been playing that since 1998, but I feel since 2005 it's been stagnated. Whilst with Power World, it is a labor of love. They're building, they're growing, they're changing. I don't know what's going to happen for the future. I don't know if Pokemon will adapt to the new style of gamers, gameplay, and open world as how we know and see it as of the last few years. I don't know if they'll ever adapt to the new generation of gaming.
Yeah.
But I want them to, and I'm hopeful that they will adapt and grow. So I'm going to keep Pokemon, play Power World once and uninstall, and get rid of Temtem.
Yeah, have you seen the new Pokemon, like the latest one, Violet and Scarlet?
Ever since their first open world one that came out, I'm doing quotation marks in the air like you can see me. I have not looked at any of their videos. When I heard that it was open world Pokemon, my heart was so filled with joy, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get a capture card. I need to play this. I need to experience this. I saw my mate Gem play it. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Why is it broken though? Why is it not open world? Why is it like a patch of grass then just flat? This isn't open world.
It's the Netherlands.
It's just in the Netherlands. I was so upset. I was like, it kind of broke my heart because like when you're young playing, if you're like my generation, my age, you're like early 2000s, 1999, whatever year it was, you're playing Pokemon. You are fully immersed in that game. Like back then, that game was immersive. I always dreamt of like, I had so many dreams at school of just being in the Pokemon world, just walking around, you see some grass and stuff. It's not just like a little rustle. There's just animals doing animal things, Pokemon doing Pokemon things. Like there's birds flying in the sky, there's a weedle over in the grass there. It's not just because there's grass, it's just where they live. Like even in the water, you might not see anything there, but then you might just see a little bit of fish like you would in the real life. That was always my dream, but Power World has never evolved. Pokemon's never evolved past what it did in 1998, which was incredible at the time, but now it's a bit...
Yeah.
That was like 30 years ago nearly.
It's a bit too repetitive.
Yeah, I've played so many of them as well. Like, I've played so many Pokemon, that's not funny. I'm looking behind me, I can see my 3DS. I have a Game Boy Color, I got a Game Boy Black and White somewhere. I played the Pokemon games on the Nintendo.
Yeah, same here. I still have my Nintendo DSi, or DSi. I still have it. It still works. But the aspect of the Pokemon, like lately, some of the characters are very irritating. I really enjoyed and I really started growing on Pokemon Legends Arceus, which made me love Psyduck and get more like one-on-one with Psyduck, because I recommend Arceus, by the way, because it's completely different from all the other Pokemon games. It's the same battle styles, but it's kind of like you're living, or you're like adventuring in a world where, like, while Pokemon are all around you, you can meet trainers, but it's more about you capturing Pokemon, bonding with them. So it's kind of like a Zelda style.
I would play that, but I want real-time battle. I want RTS. I want
there
not
is
quite Dark Souls, but you have to react. You have to do it at the time, like you're one-on-one. It's not just like your turn, my turn. But I want that similar to how they did it in Power World, but maybe a bit harder.
There is. Oh yeah. You'll find it. Some of the bosses in Arceus took me a lot of time. The end boss before you meet Arceus took me 17 tries. That
I would try with that, but I just feel like they've just been stagnant for 20 years.
Yeah.
And they don't need always just relive, remake, like do Gen 1 again, do Red and Blue.
There is Gen 1 in Arceus. It's kind of like a remake of one of the first games.
Like I have Red, I have Fire Red. I haven't done Arceus yet, but I'll have to look into that one.
Which one had Jubilife City in it? I think Sapphire, Ruby.
Sapphire is on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, so that's what they remade. It's like a prequel to Sapphire, because they have Jubilife Village or Jubilife Town. That's how it started in Sapphire. That's where they take you. In like
I have Sapphire.
a thousand years before, yeah.
Okay, we'll have to look into that one. You have to send it to me afterwards.
Yeah. So Valheim, Stardew Valley, and Minecraft.
Keep Stardew Valley forever. Valheim I'll play once and uninstall. Minecraft I'll just get rid of.
The Sims, Disney Dreamlight Valley, and Paleo.
Oh, Disney Dreamlight, I'm sorry, get rid of it. I love Disney. Paleo I'll play once to try it out, but The Sims is a classic. Keep that forever. Sims 2 was my childhood.
Oh yeah, I've dabbled
in the other sim games like Theme Hospital. I think that was Sims 2000 was so cool back in the day as well.
Yeah. I've dabbled a lot lately into Sims 2. I've done several streams about it, and it's really a blast.
Sims 2 was so good. And even I think Sims Original was so good.
Sims 2 on PS2 was something different.
Right?
So now we go into more of the horror side. Phasmophobia, Demonologist, Devour.
Okay. Keep Demonologist. Play that one. Phasma once uninstalled, Devour gone.
Fair enough. Lethal Company, Dead Space, Mass Effect.
Lethal Company, Dead Space, Mass Effect. I'm gonna keep Lethal Company because I've been loving playing it with friends. Mass Effect once and uninstalled, Dead Space gone.
Okay. Visage, Madison, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, that one's hard. Visage and Madison were great. They were really good. But Visage was one of the first horror games that I played, so I'm going to keep that. Madison once uninstall, Five Nights at Freddy's, get rid of it.
Dead Island, Left 4 Dead, and Dying Light.
I've not played any of these, but I've seen really cool things on Dying Light, so keep that. Left 4 Dead, once uninstalled, Dead Island gone.
Dead Island and Dying Light have the same production team, by the way.
Am I thinking of the right games then? I'll stick with it.
Okay. Alan Wake, Resident Evil, and The Evil Within.
Oh, this is gonna be controversial. Oh, The Evil Within, I love that. I liked Resident Evil.
Okay.
Number 2 and 4, I loved.
Yeah.
These shouldn't be. They're all kind of tied. I'm gonna have to keep Resident Evil. You got to keep Resident Evil.
Yeah.
If not, I feel like Miss Banshee's gonna appear out of nowhere and just slap me. We'll keep Resident Evil. We'll play Alan Wake once and uninstall. And The Evil Within, I'm sorry, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Even though I love and appreciate you.
Yeah. Dead by Daylight, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Evil Dead the Game.
Keep DBD.
Yeah.
Try Evil Dead once and uninstall and get rid of Texas Chainsaw.
I freaking love Evil Dead the Game. It's so much fun. It's like DVD but with combat. You don't do gens.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I haven't played it, and I've never played Texas either.
Yeah.
But I've seen it, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Fall Guys, Party Animals, It Takes Two.
Fall Guys, Party Animals, It Takes Two. Party Animals, keep. Fall Guys, get rid of. It Takes Two, once and uninstall.
Okay. Cyberpunk, GTA, Saints Row.
Cyberpunk, keep. Haven't played it, but I really want to. GTA, goodbye. I'm sorry. Get rid of it. Saints Row, once and uninstall.
I freaking love Saints Row over GTA. Of course.
I've not played it, but I've only heard good things. I've heard someone say some integration was bad. I heard someone else say that
the new one is so crazy. You could just use a dildo as a weapon, by the way, in many games.
The only bad things I've heard about Saints Row sound like user error, such as they were trying to run it on high graphics and it was like lagging.
Yeah, I think they fixed
their
it.
mod system didn't work, or they didn't like this part of the story. I've not heard anything bad about the actual the actual gameplay.
Yeah, Terraria, Don't Starve Together, Oxygen not included.
DST keep, Oxygen once and uninstall, Terraria gone. Cute game, but sorry.
Okay, and the last of on the list, Hogwarts Legacy, Assassin's Creed, and Tomb Raider.
Assassin's Creed keep, Hogwarts once uninstalled, Tomb Raider gone.
Now we're gonna go into the final segment, which is mental health. In this segment, we will be talking about mental health and some sensitive subjects. I apologize in advance for any heavy or triggering terms that might be used. So mental health is not an easy subject to talk about, and my guest's journey has a story to tell tonight. So I'm gonna say this again. Some subjects might seem triggering or heavy, so be well aware as you listen, not only in this episode but other episodes as well. Feel free to either skip or dip out on the segment or just shut off the podcast if you feel uncomfortable about some subjects. This also, as I said, applies to other episodes too, so listen at your own risk. So Shads, you told me that you were sick at 14 and you had stuff happen and you have like chronic illnesses. If you don't mind talking about that, of course.
So when I was 15, I got really, or 14, I think I was 14. I got really sick after Christmas. We thought it was food poisoning, but then it got worse and worse. And then next thing I know, it'd been a few months and I'd not left the bed. I had dropped about between 50 and 55 kilograms of weight I lost because I didn't eat or move. If I stood up, I passed out. I was admitted to hospital and I was in the emergency department, the ED.
Yeah.
We told them the symptoms, we told them my weight and weight loss, and within 10 minutes I was admitted to a department called RAPU, or the Rapid Admissions Planning Unit. Being so fast through the ED, my anxiety was going through the roof, because I'd been in before for broken bones, or I've been jumped and beaten up a few times and robbed and covered in blood, and I had to sit in the ED and wait to be seen, but I was admitted so fast, so I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. But then I was in RAPU for a few hours, and I was admitted to a ward. I was put in, I don't know, 3B11, whatever the ward was. It's just like a stay-in ward.
Yeah.
I was there for months, every day. Them doing prodding and tests and MRI, CT scans, fecal samples, urine samples, blood samples every day. I could barely move. I was there for months. They were testing me for things like HIV, for TB. They were doing different scans and contrasts for cancer. Anything they could, and they're just like, we don't know what's wrong with you. We're a very small hospital in the middle of the country. We have no idea.
Yeah.
So after maybe 3 months in hospital, another doctor, because I signed a waiver, and my mum signed a waiver in front of a lawyer for the hospital saying they can post my whatever, like I'm open with my medical history.
Yeah.
So a doctor in Melbourne, Australia saw it, got intrigued. He flew to where I'm from. He flew up there, had a look at me, did some tests, did some different kinds of tests, and then was able to diagnose me as, back then, one of the youngest people in Australia, or in a record that he could find, having a disease called Crohn's.
Oh, yeah.
Crohn's was not very fun back then. Like, it's not very fun now, but it was, back then, there wasn't much known about it. I was put on different medication as well as anabolic steroids to gain weight. A lot of the time I was in hospital, I was fed via a tube, or I had to get my fluids up via intravenous cannula, like a drip in my arm. Sometimes I couldn't shower, someone else would have to bathe me. There's no children's hospital where I'm from, so I was in there with the big guys. I was in there with the adults.
Yeah.
With all kinds of people, and I was just like the one child that was there.
Yeah.
Or teenager.
Yeah.
Then the normal meds didn't work, so they put me on a drug called sulfasalazine, as well as metoclopramide and prednisolone, which is very common for people that have ultra something colitis.
It's very funny that you remember the names.
I took them a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That explains. Yeah.
I think at maximum I was on 26 pills a day, 3 times a day.
Shit! Wow.
Because some of the medicines had adverse effects. Like from memory, the prednisolone lowers your testosterone count, your sperm count, and affects your reproductive. It affects your ability to have children. Yeah. And then with the other medicine, that would affect your what's that called? Bone density. Other ones would affect your liver functionality. So you have to take the meds that help you with the disease, help you get healthy again, but then take meds to counteract those meds.
Yeah.
And it was bad because, like, I would wake up, I'd take a fistful of pills, I would wait half an hour, I would eat. For a lot of them, I had to eat half an hour. I couldn't eat half an hour after taking them, or 2 hours before it, so they were all timed out throughout my day. Then 1 or 2 I had to eat with food, so it was all timed, it was all scheduled, it was all regimented, but it didn't work. I kept relapsing and going to hospital because it was so bad. So my mental health was obviously very poor. I was like, I don't really want to live if this is what life is like.
Yeah.
And then my doctor found an experimental drug from the United States, which wasn't approved in Australia yet. It had not yet been approved.
Yeah.
That drug was called...
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, well, it is approved now, thank goodness. It's a great drug. It's called infliximab. So I had to go through the hospital again. So we had to get a hospital lawyer, a state lawyer, federal lawyer. We had to get a doctor specialist from my hospital, the specialist for the country in gastroenterology and hepatology.
Yeah.
We had to get, I don't know, like 7 people all up to sign off saying this underage person can have this drug. And that way I could be a federal trial case. Because nothing else was working. I got approved for the federal trial. I was put back in hospital to monitor it. Then I was getting an infusion every 2 weeks of a drug called infliximab, which was originally designed to help cancer patients and as a workaround for chemotherapy for cancer patients in the United States of America.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as effective as chemo. But then they found some promising signs in hospitals over there, as well as, I believe, in the UK for patients that have autoimmune illnesses affecting their digestive tract, because 80% of your immune system is in your digestive tract, usually in the lower half. Bowels, tummy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they put me on that drug, and it worked a lot. I went back to school, finished school, got a job, but there was still always that pain, always that discomfort in my belly, these stabbing feelings of my body trying to tear itself apart.
Yeah. Yeah. How did it affect you, like, growing up as an adult now? Do you still have these? Do you still feel them from time to time?
Every day I still... the lethargy, like being tired, having no energy.
Yeah.
I'll be medicated for the rest of my life. I recently changed my meds last year to a different version of that drug, a newer version called Simmer, which is I inject myself at home every 2 weeks, because after a few years of being on the infliximab, it went from 2 weeks to 4 weeks to 6 weeks. Now every 8 weeks I went to hospital, but the hospital is just so far away, so they put me on Simmer. So every 2 weeks I inject myself. I'll be injecting myself today with my meds, in which I can send you a picture, or you can see it online. It's just like a green needle I stab into my body every 2 weeks. But I still, right now, because I'm before my injection, I'm very sore. I have a lot of bloating, a lot of pain around my joints, and this medicine does affect my bones and as well as my liver function. So that's now given me, the medicine, whilst it's given me a life that I can like live, it's also caused me to have rheumatoid arthritis. It is also, in the long term, going to be affecting my bone density, meaning travel later will be very hard as in old age.
Yeah. So, like, how do you deal with it every day? Like, it's now a part of your life. You obviously learn to live with it, but like, disregarding it, how do you like live your life every day?
Well, every day I always have to know, like, when I was young, I wouldn't really go out much or go far, because like, what if I randomly start, what if I have a fit? What if I get really sick? What if I need to go home? What if I just have no energy and pass out? What if everything? So I didn't really do much. I just work. And then with my industry, it got busier and busier, and I was overworking. I'd go home and I'd cough up blood, or I'd pass blood through my stool.
Oh my God.
That was just normal. The doctor's like, you need to work less, you need to work less. I'm like, I need to make rent, bro. Like, I need to work. And it was just such a detriment on my health, my industry. But now it's become a lot better, but there's still always that underlying thing. Like, I would love to go to Indonesia. A lot of my friends from Indonesia or Malaysia, Philippines, a lot of our friends are from there, especially being so close in proximity to these countries. A lot of these countries don't have, like, I just can't go there. Being immunocompromised, there's a lot of diseases that my body has never been introduced to. Even if I went to England or Europe or any, like, mostly any continent in the world, if I went there, I could get very, very, very sick, because my body's never been introduced to these illnesses that are there. Even like different variations of the flu. Whenever a new flu comes out here, I can get very sick very fast. So travel now is very unlikely, unless I take meds. But now that I have my own meds, I can. With the infliximab, they were under lock and key. They cost about, in US, we'll use US dollars, it's about $28,600 a year for my medicine when I was getting the infusions. So I could not touch them. I had no control over them. It was all regulated by the government, because they're paying for it, not me. But now I have the needles at home. I pay a small amount. I pay about $30 a week when they cost about $900 a week, Australian. But with these, I could, if I wanted to, get 4 of them and then travel overseas. And that way I'd have medicine while I'm over there. But still, I could get very, very, very sick very fast.
How did you cope with COVID? Like, did you say like, oh my God, this is a new thing, it's gonna affect me? Did you worry about that, or was it like just you just was away from everyone?
I was worried because I fall under a category 3 in this country, which means I fall in the same category as either the elderly above 60 years old or infants, so under the age of like 1. Since I was a high risk community member, I was very worried. That's why I just stayed home. My partner, no, I had a partner at the time. They stayed home, but they were at a different house. we just stayed home.
Yeah.
Lockdown was okay, but then I did have work throughout sometimes, and we wore masks and everything we could as well.
Yeah. So to the other people who have kind of like, or who can relate to what you have, what is one thing you want to tell them? Like, what's one thing you want to reassure them of?
Mental health can change everything. When my mental health started to improve, the pain improved, everything improved. When I was feeling down, my body just felt worse. When I found ways to be happy and have escapes, like Twitch has been content's been a massive thing for mental health.
Same.
My body has been a lot better.
Same. You know how much Twitch has like got me through a lot of things. So in 2020 or 2019, I don't know if you know that, but it's not politics, but it's kind of related to it. So our government collapsed back then before the pandemic. A revolution started in October. Our economy started like getting worse. We went from 1,500 Lebanese pounds for $1. Today it's 89,000 for $1.
Yikes.
Yeah. So instead of me making $720 a month, I went down to $380.
I did hear a bit about that from friends that were over there and that have come here now.
Yeah. So it was hard on me because like in 2020 we had that big port explosion that devastated people, and people are still dying to this day.
Massive explosion, yeah.
To this day, people are still dying from it, and the government doesn't want to come clean, and we all know who the culprit is. I'm not going to call people out, but so some some events led to other events. We didn't have power. We kind of like something in South Africa that's happening right now. It's called load shedding. We stayed without power for 8 hours a day. Every single day during the pandemic, I would sleep on the balcony because of how hot it is, because I can't turn on my fan, I can't turn on the air conditioner. I even like woke up red and irritated because of like how hot it was, and a lot of sleepless nights that affected my mental health. But in 2021 I went from like life of like eating and like because I have an eating disorder, so I went from a life of like eating my pain away to just like my ADHD medication helped as well, but like I went from like being this stubby barrel looking kid to like someone who's working on himself, who's healthy now. But that affected me so bad, not having power, not being able. Twitch has been there for me ever since 2021. And people are like, if you're a mod on our channel, you don't have to be there. But like, people don't know how much I really appreciate Twitch. You're not a burden if like 3 or 4 channel I mod for are live at the same time and I'm modding in them. It's like my joy. It's like my whole life. It's like a new family that you get to hang out with. All these loved ones, all these memories, everything. It's like going to your aunties when you're young for dinner. Yeah. But you can do it from your house. You can hang out with your friends. You can eat with your friends. You can have meals together. It's everything together. It's amazing. It's like someone holding your hand virtually. And I've had like last week, my friend and my mod who was a guest on the episode as well earlier. I guess on the show, sorry. She went live during night for her because she's in the US, so it was like early morning for me, and I was at work. And during the morning show, I would do the morning show, and then I would mod for her with the tab muted. And this is where I like drop by in your stream and say like I'm at work, I'm lurking, and then like you and her have kept me like company. I'm like seeing familiar faces. Doesn't matter if I hear or not, like just the comfort of like seeing familiar faces, being in their chat, in these chats, in these channels, have just like getting me through a lot. So I owe Twitch.
It's a form of togetherness. Like sometimes I will have friends over, like back in the day, you have friends over at your house, and you just sit there and watch TV together.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of being. It's still a connection. Of the people will say, "Oh, but you're not really there," but it doesn't matter because you feel like you're really there.
Yeah.
You feel like you're really sitting there with friends. You feel like you're sitting there with other people in the chat, even when there's people in the chat where you've heard their voice or you've seen their face. When you see them type in the chat,
Yeah.
your body will recognize that and be like, I'm also hanging out with Jaquillin.
Oh, hey, I know
Therefore-
this. I know Shads. I know Witchy. I know Miss Banshee. I know. Yeah, I've seen them around.
You
for
see them in the
example.
chat, they all say hi to you, and then your brain will flash images of who they are, or it will flash their sound, their
dopamine.
voice, and you're like,
Or
oh no, I'm
dopamine.
hanging out with more friends. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even Izuro, like community members, like those are familiar faces and familiar names, if not faces, because yeah, that's what communities are about. And someone once said something like, communities bring us together. Like when I'm around or when I'm streaming on Twitch, I don't care about the views, I don't care about the games, I don't care about anything. I care about hanging out with people who are watching me, make a complete fool out of myself. And that has gotten so many sus clips, so many fun times. There was even, I was playing Dying Light, co-streaming with a friend of mine from Canada, and then there was this zombie. I was like, yeah, hit me. She hit me, and then I was like, I'll hit you. And then I was like, hit me. We'll see who goes down first. So, like, you're turning something serious into something very goofy and for people to enjoy.
And that's what we need to do for our mental health. That's what's so good. Like everyone's saying, oh, mental health. Like well, the world's gotten worse and harder all the time. But having these outlets for mental health and these moments where you can laugh, as they've been saying for decades, laughter is the best medicine.
Yep.
And it's good to have these places to do so.
Yeah. And you and others, you, Jaquillin, others, let me call them out, Voodoo May, Psychedelic Shadow, all of these people. I can't thank you enough for like just being there virtually when I needed someone, when I felt down. Even at my worst, I just go in there and I'm like, hey, comedy here, comedy there. Even when I felt like crying, I just like, my comedy just was out there. So I was making people laugh. And now I look at myself, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm a comedian.
But it feels good because now you're when you're upset, but you're bringing joy to others. You now like, well, we'll call it manifesting joy. It makes you happy as well.
Yeah.
It's just a great feeling. When someone's had a rough time, you're having a rough time yourself, but you've mastered a bit to make them smile.
Yeah.
Deep down, it makes you smile as well, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, and I don't have any chronic illnesses. I just have like invisible disabilities like ADHD, autism. I even have a case that I suffer from. It's dermatitis, which has hit me hard lately in 2022, and it still is ongoing to this day. So
Dermatitis can be very painful, it can be very uncomfortable, and it can be very taxing on the mental health as well.
Yep, I still suffer to this day, which is why I wear specific clothing. I can't wear specific fabrics. I can't use all the soaps. I only use cream-based soaps. So
and that can affect body image, body dysmorphia. That can affect again like ADHD, anything on the spectrum of autism. It all can affect each other and make things harder.
Yeah, and just sitting here talking to Shads, I'm like, damn, I know him for a year now, but it feels like I know him for 10 years, honestly.
And that's the kind of relationships you can make online. Like, people may have known each other. Like, there's Miss Banshee. I'll use her for an example. I've known her for like a year and a bit now, maybe 2 years now. It feels like we've been friends forever.
Oh yeah.
Ever and ever and ever.
Yeah. There was something that happened in someone else's channel at some point. She unmodded me just for like assuming that I've said this before, but like I'll keep saying it. She unmodded me because I was, air quote, messing with her stream flow by just like, she likes to troll people and she loves it and she finds it funny when she gets trolled. That's what I was doing, like out of like friendly trolling. And she took it with a grain of salt, and she unmodded me. And then what pissed me off is that she went and banned my number on my other account, which rendered me unable to chat in her channel. And then I told her like, I was there for you when your PC went down, when you had a rate of 54. I was there for you when you went live without telling your mods at 4 a.m. when it's not your streaming time. I had my boss literally above my head when we were moving cities at work. and I was modding for you because you had no other mods. Like, when Quill, for example, when I do something impulsive in Quill's channel, she's like, Blues, you did this, you did that. She talks to me. Communication is the key. That's what I was gonna say. So that's why
communication is always key.
That's why I like prefer people over people, because like we communicate, we click. It's because like we understand each other, and I do overdo myself sometimes because, like, as I said, I have impulsivity. Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get banned, or I'm gonna get like my message deleted or something. But like, so far I've gotten away with a lot of dark jokes, even in new communities or even in places I've been rated to, because I at some point was a stand-up comedian. That was like 10 years ago. I did do stand-up comedy, and that's where my dark humor comes from. So seeing people online reacting to that differently from how they react here, that's what brings me or makes me comfortable. But I'm not gonna keep you away any longer because I know you have stuff to do soon. But guys, please, Shads is an absolute legend. Shads is an absolute amazing person. Never a dull moment in his stream. Go check him out. The episode title is gonna be his Twitch handle, just Shads _. So go check him out. Go show him some love. Go hang out in his streams. Get to know him. Because if you don't know Shads, you know no one. Honestly.
Thank you for the kind words, Lucy.
Honestly, like him, like the gameplays, the games he plays are like a little bit like hardcore. For example, let's say Baldur's Gate, Diablo. Recently, you've played that card game. What's it called? Midnight. Pacific Drive. Yeah. Honestly,
I've done silly things like I've done Hateful Boyfriend, of course. I've done Boyfriend Dungeon, Minecraft, Stardew Valley.
I haven't been
Slime Rancher back in the day. Did a lot of Slime Rancher. That's a great game.
I do recommend you checking out a game called Stuffed. It's like a first-person shooter, but like you play as a teddy bear, and you have to like defend a girl's dream from the nightmares clowns that like are attacking. It's such a silly game. It's co-op. It's like up to 4 people, and it's like very cheap. It's like $6 USD, and it's
about $20 here. I'm looking at it now.
Oh yeah, no, but like
you have expensive, but $20 is good though.
Yeah, you have to get it. It's so silly, it's so ridiculous, and it's so fun.
It looks cute. I'll look into it. A spooky teddy bear first-person shooter where you defend your owner from waves of nightmares. Play solo or join your friends for up to 4 people online co-op. That sounds alright. Came out 2021. That looks cute as.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Like the amount of things you can do with games nowadays. Supermarket Simulator. Do you see yourself playing it at some point?
Yeah, it looks like I like those kind of organization games.
Yeah.
They look like fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it next month, and I'm also thinking of giving House Flipper another go, because apparently there's a new DLC that I got. That's, I guess it's restaurants. They added restaurants. I don't understand why House Flipper 2 is out. Why didn't you add the restaurants to House Flipper 2 instead of like House Flipper 1? I don't understand.
They don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Restaurants would be fun. I like restaurant sim games as well, even though cooking sim was really hard. As a chef, I tried the cooking sim game. It was just really hard.
Yeah. But anyways, Shads, thank you for the time. That was a fun experience.
Thank you for having me.
Your episode's gonna be out in April.
Wonderful. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to hear it on Spotify.
I still don't know what date, because at this point I'm doing Mondays and Fridays because of how many people there are. Because I don't want to record an episode in, like, let's say March and have it premiere in July.
That is fair.
Yeah.
You let me know and I'll be there.
Yep, I'll let you know. And please, guys, take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. Hydrate. Take care of your body. Love each other, because you're here today. You're not here tomorrow. That's what I tell myself every day, and that's what I tell people. I'm here today because I might not be here tomorrow. So Love yourself.
I always say stay fresh, stay funky, and stay weird.
Yep, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.